conference will now be recorded.
Okay. So I'll just give a quick recap here, like what we have discussed and what you have trying to learn in previous session. So in the previous session, we come across all these, EF code rules. Along with that EF code rules, we just walk through the SQL Server UI. After that, we try to understand what is database and what are the CRUD operations that we are going to perform, right? So CRUD is nothing but create, read, update, and delete. So these four operations we should, okay. If anybody introduced any database into the market, that database should have these four operations. So that is the main criteria we need to understand. So similar to that, our SQL Server, which is an on-premise SQL Server, and on that day we also discussed about cloud and on-premise. Okay, so as SQL Server is a cloud premise, on-premise, we are, it has to support all this: create, read, and update, delete. Not only cloud, but also the on-premise should support this. And we just come across all the values. I mean, um, like what are the operations we can perform, what are the things we need to remember in mind while working with any database. It's not about SQL Server, not about Oracle. Okay, so these are, its values, it is just maintaining at their end. Every database is maintaining at their end. Okay, so now we are discussing about a language. Okay, SQL is a language, remember. Okay, so this SQL you can use in SQL Server, Oracle, DB2, MySQL, anywhere in any database. Okay, and at the end of this course, I will tell you the beauty of SQL also. How this SQL is helping the cloud. That also I will tell you. Okay, now remember, from now on you're learning a language. Okay, so is it a programming language? No, it's a query language. Okay, so SQL, S stands for standard, Q stands for query, L stands for language. Okay, standard query language. Before, it is a something like, standard English query language. Okay, before it includes an English word, because the SQL is designed in a way that how a normal English will be, similar to that a SQL language is discovered. Okay, now in today's session, we were trying to understand DDL concept, data definition language. Very important and very useful. Okay, yeah, maybe if you are working in the real time, we don't have any access for DDLs, okay, to create anything. But we must know the concept of DDL. That is very important. And before that, yeah, so before understanding how we create something, how we alter something, how we drop something, we need to understand the data types. Okay, so because see, if you're creating something, uh, if you only know create keyword, how can you create the remaining one? Right, for that we need to understand data types and constraint. So first and foremost, we are talking about creating a table in the database and also creating our own database. See, I'm not talking about you're creating a separate DBMS. No, I'm telling you, we have a SQL Server database. In that, we are separately having another database, which is our own domain database. Okay, the features is already defined in your database. Maybe you'll get some confusion. Let me open SSMS here. See, I'm not talking about you're introducing a new database into market. No, I'm not talking about it. I am talking You are creating a database in which your data is stored. Okay, there is a big flat platform. In that big platform, you're creating a small group. In that small group, you want to store your data. So if you see, I just connected to the SQL server, which is my database, which has given by this Microsoft, an on-premise database. Okay, this is whole a database. Inside the database, see, this is the databases. So inside this one, I have n number of databases. Okay, so out of this n number of databases, I would like to create another database. That is what I am just telling you. Okay, so to create a database, it's very simple. First, from where I can take a space to write my query, you just have to click on new query. So here you need to write your query. A white window will be open. Okay, this is the one. Now, by default, your SQL server will be in master database. Remember this, guys. Okay, see, I'll tell you why. Not recently, um, there is a person who has 3 years of experience. We have taken an interview for him. So he's new to SQL server, but he is good in technical. Okay, he's new to SQL server. He's writing each and every query, but it is not executing. What he think is the query is mistake, but the real thing is he is not connected with the right database. Okay, so that is important. Even if you are technically good, you have to check your database also. It's okay, we can hire him because it's a small mistake, we can neglect him, neglect that mistake. Okay, but remember, it's not your queries that is executing wrongly, it's your database that you're in wrong database. Okay, remember this point. Now, select not select, I'm not selecting anything, I just want to create my own database. So for that, I should use create keyword. This is a, see, wherever you see create keyword, that is nothing but a ddl command. So in technical, in industry, we call it as a we call it as a ddls. If something asked about what is get the ddl of it, it is nothing but the structure it is asking. Okay, just give me a minute. So wherever you use a ddl, wherever you use a create state, as of now I'm just talking about create statement. Okay, so here I am using this create keyword. It's a keyword, guys. So what do you mean by keyword? Keyword is nothing but it was already having a predefined meaning. Okay, we are already having a predefined meanings for some words, even in the structured language, even in the programming language. See, in the programming language, if you see, we have class, we have if, and we have something written, we have a print. See, all these are also a keywords, right, which has its own definition. See, similarly here also, create, I am just creating database, so database is also a keyword. Create database, now I want to take the database name. So database name is my own, whatever I want I can take it. Okay, so database is also a keyword, create is also a keyword. Now I want to create a database, I am taking my database as um, db db underscore 12. We have this, db underscore. Okay, So DB batch 12. So this is my database. Now I am just creating this database. Bhavya, you're right now you're connected to master database. What happens if you execute this one? See, while creating a database, where in which database you are in, and if you create a database, automatically you can switch to that one. Not an issue. Okay. So it is so simple, right? To create a database, create database name, that's it. All make sure you should not give any space between the values. Say db underscore batch 12. Okay. So you should not give this. Let me execute this one and I'll show you what exactly. See, I am just, if you want, you can execute this button. Just click on execute. See, commands completed successfully. Got it? Now, what I just want to see is, I don't want this. I mean, I don't want master to be here. I want my database. So, wait, do you find any database that we have created now? No, right? So, what you have to do is just refresh this one. How you can refresh is right click on this one and just click refresh button. Okay, here you have our database. Now, um, as I told you before, if you want to change your database, you can click on here drop down button and you can select your database. Now you are connected to your database. So whatever you execute, you will get that. I will
Ma'am,
I will show you what happens if you're not in a right database. Okay.
ma'am, your
Now,
voice is not clearly audible.
a database is created, and see, nothing I have created inside a database.
Ma'am,
Hello. Yes, am I audible?
ma'am,
Yes.
actually your voice is little bit of breaking, ma'am.
Oh, it's breaking. Okay, let me change my network then. Hello. Hello,
Yes,
am I
ma'am.
audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Is
Yes,
it
ma'am.
fine now?
Yes, it is.
Okay. So maybe I'll start with this database creation. So I just used, three things to create a database. Okay, just create database name. Um, right? Arey yaar, why this disturbance? Sorry, my bad. See, to create a database, only these three words. But what you have to remember is you should not give space between any words while creating a database. See, this is your name, right? So inside the name, you should not give any space. Okay. By the moment you create this one, you are getting all these tables, views, some synonyms and everything. So did I created all these? No. So the moment you create this one, it is providing you all these features. Okay. So remember, you have created a database. Inside that database, you can have tables, you can have views, you can have procedures, you can have indexes. See, all these concepts I will discuss in the upcoming days. Okay, but all these things you should have in your database, because in the real time the client is giving you access for the database. Okay, so you should make sure whatever the client is asking, that should have in that database, and that to that you must have a access. Okay, so I'm telling you, right, if they are created something in different database, that is not a right approach. You should tell this to your clients in the future, because if they are non technical persons, they don't know this. Okay, unfortunately or fortunately, if they create somewhere, you must ask for, I don't have access for it, and must be in the same database if required. These are the things you need to discuss with them. Fine. Well, we have created a database and we have switched it to this one. Now let me create some some dummy databases. Dummy databases means some wrong inputs. Create database. So db space batch space 12. So can I create a database like this? Space as given, right? So
Mm.
generally space is indicating some syntax. Okay, now if I execute this one, definitely it will throw an error. See, incorrect syntax error, which is 12. Now let me remove 12. See, incorrect syntax near this one. Let me remove this. What happened? Incorrect syntax near batch. So this is nothing but, this behavior is nothing but space. Okay, this you need to remember. Incorrect behavior, what? Space. For space should not be there. Okay, in the future, maybe if someone asks you to create a database with space, maybe if in future if someone asks you, then what you have to do? No, no, we can't create a database with space. Can we say like that? No, we have some other way to create a database with space. And if you are using that in your queries, you have to keep that in a square brackets. While creating, you have to keep that in a square brackets. And while querying, also, you have to keep in a square brackets. Okay. Now, let me execute this one. See, is it created? Yes, always remember, guys, in the date, in the SQL language. Okay, I'm not talking about a SQL server, it can be anywhere. Okay, maybe the syntax might be different here or somewhere, but if you want to indicate some space in the names, maybe in a table names, maybe in the view names, maybe in database names, maybe in some other index names, you have to take square brackets. This is how you need to remember. Now, if you want to query this database, okay, let's say you're using this database to get some input. If you want to include this in a querying, then also you must include this square brackets. So let me refresh, you will not see square brackets. Okay, you will not see square brackets in the databases. See here, do you have square brackets here? No. Even if you don't have square brackets, here it is just having a space. Then while using this one, you must, you must include a square brackets in the queries. Remember this point, it is very important. Now, second thing I want to discuss. um Fine. Can we have a capitals before the starting of a database? Yes, you can have. Can we have a database name with numbers? Let us see. I think I haven't checked so far. So can I create with numbers, something like 1 2 3? Let me execute this one. See, what is the error it is showing? Incorrect syntax near 1, 2, 3. See, is the errors are very clear? No. See, incorrect syntax means what? Do I know I should not use numbers near database creation? No, right? But it is giving us there is an issue. In that case, you should think that database should not be created with only numbers. It must include alphanumeric and it should start with the alphabets. Okay, fine. Now,
Can we include special characters?
something like this. Something like this.
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, um always remember while creating a database, starting it should start with the alphabets. Okay, let me keep some other value here. See if I mean it should start with alphabets, and you can have numbers and the special characters. But in general, in general, databases are created only with the alphabets. Okay, in general, see, this is these two are all, I think, official domains. uh, for few not for projects, maybe for examples, I have taken these databases. See, the in general, in the real time, databases will be something like this: education domain, or else db underscore batch 11. So either it will be denoted with the special character called underscore. Okay, and it should not start with integers, it should not start with special characters. Okay, fine. Now, um maybe you will get some doubt. Bhavya, again I should go and change the database every time I log in, every time I run my query? Do I want to do that? Don't we have a code to do that? Don't we have a code? This might be your doubt, right? We have a code to change the database, to switch the database. What is the code? Use database name. That's all. Now let me change this to okay. As of now, it is in db underscore batch 12, right? Now I am just changing it to db batch 12. Okay. Now I just want to do this. See, database DB does not exist. Make sure the name is entered correctly. Why it is showing error? I have this name, no? Why it is
Square
showing
bra-
error?
square
Perfect.
brackets.
Perfect. So square brackets are mandatory. Don't forget this. See, now I just want to use this database. Now just execute this one. See, underscore has changed to this space, if you remember. Got it? So in the projects, in the real time, we will use this command to change the database. So wherever you use your queries, this will be your first query in your project. I think I have one project one. Please don't take screenshot if I show this. Yeah, this is the one. See, use first. What is the first word? It is use SLSS staging, some SLS staging. So this is actually our database which is in the project. Okay, this is the project one. I'll show you this one as well. So what I have done in this project, it is just, I think, 100 or 1,000 lines of code, but I'll try to explain you this one as well. Okay, now I have one thing. First keyword, I mean first thing is use staging, right? Which means you are telling your database, I mean your engine, your database engine, that while before executing all this query, you should use this database. That is what you are telling. So that is where we should go for use db, this one. Now, uh, now consider this two and tell me, is SQL Server is a case sensitive or case insensitive?
Case sensitive.
Which means, can you tell me that?
Like using square brackets, not giving space.
Okay, so maybe that you can say it as a character sensitive. Character sensitive in the sense, every database will follow that, because in the if a name is defined, a key or else an address is given to that particular value. Okay, I will tell you like what is case sensitive or case insensitive, and you just tell me. Case sensitive means whether you have taken in uppercase or no lower case, no matter, it will execute. That is nothing but a case insensitive. Case sensitive means if the data is in uppercase, if you are executing in lower case, it will not execute. That is case insensitive. Okay, now see these two and tell me, is it a case sensitive or case insensitive?
Case insensitive.
Yeah, case insensitive. Okay, perfect. And one more thing, as you said, uh, this is asking us to take this one, no? It is a security. Okay, so SQL Server is a case insensitive, and whatever the names or whatever the mistakes you have, uh, you know, taken while creating something, the same mistakes you have to do throughout, because it has stored the database like that, or else it has given an address like this. Until unless you drop that one, if you are using it, you have to repeat the same mistake again and again. A mistake in the sense, see, instead of batch, if I take bt ach, something, a spelling mistake, so I have created it, I don't have permission to drop the database. Let us assume if it is a client database, I don't have permission to do that. In that case, what I have to do? The same btach, I should take that throughout. So that is where while creating something, we should be very conscious. Now fine, this is a way of using our database, this is way of using, switching our database. Okay, now I don't want this database to be in my database, in these databases. Now I just want to drop that database. So what is meant by dropping? Drop is nothing but deleting an object from the database permanently. From the database, in the sense, these are the databases, right? So from these databases permanently, it is nothing but a drop. So I just want to drop this particular database. So what is the drop command we have? Database, database name, just give that. Very simple, so simple. Mm, what happened, why it is taking much time? Oh, currently in use, maybe that's where it is taking. um let me change it to some other databases. Let me execute this one. Yeah, maybe somewhere in the catchy it will be there, so that's where it is just thrown that error. See, I have dropped this database. No, now nowhere I will see this database in my databases. Okay, sorry. Yeah, this is fine. These are very simple, simple thing that we have created a database. Now what we need to understand is we have to create a table. Okay, so for creating a table, what we really require? Create table name. If I execute this one, this will execute. We, as we discussed it earlier, create, I mean, create table name. If you execute this one, obviously you will get an error. But before that, remember, you have, you want to create a table. Table is nothing but it must have a columns and rows. Got it? Now, these rows are nothing, I mean, columns are nothing but the way you want to store your data. That is nothing but a column names. Now, as a human being, let me open this Excel. Now, as a human being, we know if a column is, let us assume this is a table. Okay. Now, we are humans, very intelligent persons,
Ma'am,
that
your voice is
have given.
completely not audible, ma'am.
Array, what is the issue? Is it fine now? Hello.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Okay. I just changed it now. Let us see. So, trying to tell you is, as human, if the column is having name, and here we need to have names. If a
No,
column is named
no,
as,
ma'am. It is not clear.
hello,
Yes, ma'am.
somewhat good, I think, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay. So, I'm just telling you that as a humans, we know that if the column was having a name, then it is a name column. We need to give names in that column. If it is an ID, we know that the column is having IDs. If it is an email, then we know that it's an email we need to enter here. But how can a, I mean, SQL server, or else how can a database know that which type of data we need to enter into that particular column? How can a database know that? It doesn't know, right? So, to differentiate that one, see, this was having a characters. Names are nothing but characters, right? IDs are nothing but combination of alphanumeric. What is meant by alphanumeric? Alphabets and numerical values together, we call it as an alphanumeric. So in IDs, generally it is in the form of alphanumeric. So IDs can be of maybe alphanumeric, and emails again an alphanumeric. So this need to tell to the SQL server, this need to tell to any database, we have to tell it. Okay. So to tell to the database, yeah, this column is having this particular database, I mean data type, this column will hold this data type. To tell this one, we must understand the concept of data types. You go to programming language, you go to structured language, you go to any other language, data types are mandatory, data types are very important. You can keep 10 stars over there. Okay, if you learn here, implement this concept anywhere. Okay, I'm talking about these data types, not in terms of SQL server, not in terms of SQL. Okay, this concept I am teaching you, keeping in a mind that every programming language will include. Okay, on a overall view, I am just talking about data types. Okay, learn here, you can implement in anywhere. Okay, now very first one, I just want to segregate this all these data types. Okay, maybe in other programming language we have some other data types. Okay, if you take Python, in that we have some bitwise. I'm not sure what are all the things we have there, but I'm sure we have something called bitwise and some other data types. Okay, string we have, list we have, those are also data types in Python, right? Now we don't have those kind of things in here in SQL server. Okay, even if we have that, we don't want, because we have other tools to achieve that. Okay, so we are not learning um, a different thing here. We just want to understand the data types what I have displayed here. Okay, now let me segregate all these data types. Okay, um for that let me use Excel only. Okay, so what are the data types we have? I'll just tell you. So to indicate characters, let me take this as an example, this one as a box. Okay, and again this box, and one more box. Okay, now these are nothing but to indicate a characters in the sense what? Alphanumeric values, alphabets, some special characters. See, if you want to store special characters, if you want to have integers along with the alphabets, if you want to take only alphabets, all these three categories will comes under characters. Okay, so to store such kind of values, we have char, varchar, and nvarchar. Okay, to store all these, I mean to store characters, we have char, varchar, and nvarchar, these three data types to store characters. I will tell you, Bhavya, to store characters, why we have three, why not only one? This is your doubt, right? I will give that clarity. Okay, now to store integers. Okay, to store integers, we have, I mean, pardon me if I'm wrong, integers in the sense, what I'm just considering is only the numbers, positive numbers without a symbol. Okay, numbers. Again, we have this one, right? Decimal values. Okay, pointed values. So these two, I am just considering it in the integers only. Okay, if I'm not, if you have any other word, you can feel free to tell me. But as of now, uh, best of my knowledge, I was thinking it as an integers. Okay, so integers was having two data, I mean not two, three data types in a SQL, which is nothing but int. One is int, and the one is float. Float help us to take a decimal values, right? Decimal values are nothing but a pointed values, like 3.14, 1.06, something like that. Now, to take float values, we have, I mean, to take decimal values, we have float. Okay. In along with that, we have some other called money data type. Okay, so money data type is nothing but MONEY, right? Sorry. See, to take, if you want to store a salary kind of thing or as a fee kind of thing, then you must go for a money data type. So these three things includes an integer data type only. Okay. The next one we have is, um I think we are done. No, or else we are left with anything. Okay, very important thing I have left. Very important. So in order to store the date, okay, to store dates, let's say I have a date and birthdays, what we can store, something like updated date, data inserted date, something like. To store the dates, we have two data types. One is date data type, and next one is date time data type. Okay, so these two things we have, and this is very important. So if you learn these three categories, that's all, you are good to go into the projects. Okay, with the data types, can we write a project code? See, I'm not telling you that you can write a code, but what I'm just trying to tell you is, if you know this one, perfect, you can implement, you can understand all the other concepts easily. Okay, now I will try to make this data types concept more easy now. Okay, first let us take the characters. Okay, here we have characters, right? So what are the things we have? First one is char, right? Char, varchar, no space, and varchar. See, character, let's say I want to create a table. Okay, this is my table. Okay, I just want to create this table. So to take name here, I have taken 10 spaces, char of 10. I have taken what, 10 here. Hey, what happened? Some
I think Bhavya got disconnected.
Yeah, yeah, she is.
We need to message her.
I think yes.
Yeah, once.